Hello, welcome to my podcast. This is episode number 6. I'm the Butler. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay. Today we're talking about sellers playing the eBay lottery. Let's get into it. So when a return comes in, some sellers believe in paying these people off with cash and prizes. And I just believe that promotes bad behavior. And I know that in some cases it's all we can do, but I still believe it promotes bad behavior. And I started looking towards other solutions. I started looking at things the way they were really happening. I started noticing patterns like when a genuine person, a good buyer, received an item that had a listing error, that was listed with errors. You notice they just want to be treated fair. They want their money back, and as long as they're treated with respect, they're not going to leave you negative feedback, and you're not going to have any problems. And then you get these people that have attitudes and are just trying to exploit you, and they feel personally wronged by this whole ordeal, and they're trying to get as much out of it as possible, and they're trying to just blow it up. And no matter how you resolve this problem, there is nothing you're going to be able to do to make these people happy, because they just are miserable, and this is what they do. So as sellers, a negative feedback can affect us for a year. And it's like, in some cases, I don't believe I believe that most sellers, we try our hardest to do the best we can. And I don't believe we deserve negative feedbacks. Just as we can't leave negative feedbacks to buyers, I don't believe they should be able to leave us negative feedbacks either. I believe that eBay should be collecting data on everybody, and just like in your defect rating, if you get a certain amount, that should dictate whether you stay on eBay or not. Regardless, whatever the fact is, when somebody is trying to exploit you, or even if they're not, they'll send you a letter. Now, these letters I use to protect my feedback, because in effect, these letters are saying, the item came, what do you want to do to make it right? These letters are saying, if you say anything other than you're going to do for me, we're going to leave you a negative feedback. We're going to affect your seller defect rating. We're going to make you pay money in shipping. All is bad. So you have no way to defend yourself. You can't say to them, "Oh, I stand behind my listing. You're wrong," because they could just say, "Oh, well then screw you," and just leave a negative feedback. So, you got to kiss their butt. Even if you're wrong, even if they're wrong, they get you trying to kiss their butt, and you don't have to do that. When these people write these letters, it doesn't matter if the person has good intentions or bad intentions. If you want to protect your feedback and you want to make sure your feedback is covered, you call up eBay and you tell them about the letter. You say, "Hey, I just received a letter from a customer who seems to be unhappy about something, and they're writing me a letter, and the underline is they want me to do something, or they're going to affect my seller feedback, my feedback, or make me pay money. So this is a threat letter. This is an extortion letter. I want it to be treated as such. I want to report this person right now for this type of behavior, and I want to be protected if they leave me a negative feedback." And eBay will they will say, "We will protect you," and they'll give you a reference number. As in previous videos, I call these partnership numbers. We want a partnership number where they say that they will protect us from any type of retaliation in this purchase, on this particular purchase. I want protection from retaliation. This is a extortion letter, and I'm going to stand behind my listing. Or I'm going to offer this person compensation, but I do not believe that I should be impacted over a simple mistake that can be easily rectified. I shouldn't be getting a negative feedback that I have to look at for a year. I mean, if you have a problem, you just open up a return, and we base it on that. We don't base it on extortion letters. Uh, when a if you have a legitimate problem, you open up a return, and we'll base it on that. Does that make sense? I leave a comment below if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying here. But when they write these letters, that's a form of extortion. You could argue with eBay, and you need to argue it as such, and make them believe that this letter is a threat, and that they need to protect you. And that way you can then, no matter what happens with this buyer, at least your feedback is protected. Now, mind you, I've been doing this for 5 years. I've never gotten a negative feedback, never gotten a neutral feedback. I have managed to protect my feedback from the most hardcore buyers. And like I said, I follow policy and procedure. I make sure my listings are accurate. And, I definitely try to incorporate eBay with any type of problem I have and create a partnership with them, so I'm not in it alone. But you have to remember, as sellers, we have more tools than what eBay wants us to believe, because eBay is a buyer platform. So I just wanted to make this podcast today, and I just wanted you guys to be aware of the letters, and make sure you when you get these letters, you call eBay and you let them know what these letters truly are. This bad behavior has been promoted, and it's affecting you, and you don't want it to affect your feedback rating and your seller performance and all this because of this type of behavior. Another thing that a lot of sellers seem to forget about is that even if eBay makes you take back an item or whatever, like I don't accept returns. Now, when they force it back on me, this item better not come back with a blemish or even a fiber out of place, or it's not as it went out in. So when somebody writes you a letter and they say, "Hey, I bought a shirt off you, or a suit or something, and it had a stain on it. I took it to the dry cleaners and they couldn't get it out, or I tried to wash it and I couldn't get it out. I want to return it and get my money back." Okay, when they have a problem, they need to return the item, not wash it, not take it to the dry cleaners. It is no longer in the item it was sent out in the condition it was sent out in, and can't be returned in that condition. And thereby you will win an appeal case. No matter what, you will win if they've altered the item in any way. But sellers don't think about that. That's very powerful, because a lot of times a buyer will write in the letter, "Hey, this is broken," or "This is ripped," or "This is this," and it's not in the description like that. It didn't go that way. How did it get that way? Okay, so it got that way after you received it. I mean, unless they're saying it got ripped in shipping, which is a shipping claim. But no, these people are weird. They'll write in there that it's broken, and then they want to return it, and eBay will allow it. And it's like, wait a minute, it didn't arrive to you broken. It didn't get shipped out broken. It wasn't photographed broken. So thereby, if it comes back to you, all you have to do is file an appeal with eBay saying this isn't in the condition it went out in, and you will win. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is, if I sell a watch to somebody and they write me a letter and they go, "Hey, I got the watch today and it was dead. So I put new batteries in and it still doesn't work. So I want my money back." And I say, "I'm sorry, I'm standing behind my listing. It's as is, we're good to go. We're done here." And he's like, opens up an item not as described case, leaves me a negative feedback, whatever. The fact that he opened up my watch, it can't come back in the condition it was in. It needs to be pressure tested. You cannot open up a watch and start taking parts. It's not in the condition anymore. I won the case. Another thing that sellers don't even think about. If a guy writes me a letter and he says, "Hey, I got the watch I got the watch today," he's saying he got the watch that I sent him, that he was supposed to be getting. He agreed. He just said, "I got the watch today." And then he goes on to say, "But the batteries are dead." Okay, well, that's beside the point. He said he got the watch. Now, eBay's forcing it back on me, let's say. eBay's making me take it back. Okay, the buyer just throws it in a box, puts the label on it, and sends it back to me, right? Okay, now I get it back, and what I got is a totally different watch than what I sent the guy. Now, what, am I just out of luck? I mean, I hear this all the time. These goofballs going, oh, yeah, I got screwed. I got taken advantage of. No, you didn't. Now, think logically. What do? I can prove I sent the guy the watch. He said, I got the watch, but it was dead. Okay, but he said, I got the watch. So he has the watch. Now, when I got a different watch, I'm going to write, hey, I didn't get my watch. Where is it? Now, he's going to say, well, I sent it to you. And I'm going to say, well, this ain't it. And he's going to say, well, that's it. And I'm going to say, no, I'm going to take a photo. Here's a photo of the watch you sent me. Here's the one I sold you. See how they're not the same? Now, you need to prove you sent me my watch back. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? I mean, in court, I would win. You see how that works? If the buyer does not have a shipping company validate the item coming back to me or have it notarized or something, how do they prove they sent back what they were supposed to send back? I'm not getting a box of rocks. I'm not selling somebody an iPhone and getting a Samsung stupid back and replace. No, I'm not playing that. If I get a box of rocks, now I'm not looking to take advantage of anybody. I'm just saying if somebody sent me a box of rocks back or something other than what I sent them, I'll just take a photo of what they actually sent me, post it on eBay, file an appeal, say they took advantage of me, this is what they sent me, then it's back on them to prove what they sent, that they actually sent me the watch. Which, unless they used a validating company to a different party, a third-party company to validate it, how are they going to do that? So, and most people, especially scammers, don't even think about that. Now, that's pretty deep, isn't it? I've never heard that one on eBay before, on YouTube or anywhere, about buyers sending stuff back but not having to prove what they sent back was actually it. But I've definitely seen videos of eBay sellers getting busted laptops or replaced pieces or weird stuff like that, and they're okay with it. They're like, oh, I lost my case with eBay. How do you lose a case with eBay? I mean, all you have to do is say, make this buyer prove what he sent me was what I sent him. I can prove it. He said it right there. I have received the watch today. Now I'm saying I didn't get the watch. What does he have to prove otherwise? Think about it. I think we have a lot more power than what people are leading to believe. So, when you get these letters, really look into these letters and how much are they admitting? Are they admitting it's broken? Are they admitting it's in a different condition than what it was sent in? There's a lot of, you got to be smart and use the policy and procedure to protect you and your store. I hope you guys got some good information out of this today. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, live the dream. Enjoy yourselves. Take care.